Hi, this is your Affairs MI lesson on sharing floor plans with your clients during consultations and phone calls. This allows you to review reception areas and interim events with your clients on the phone and make changes real time as you're speaking with them. Now, one of the things that begins, you'll see we're logged in as our show manager credentials. And of course, we open one of our plans. Now, here's a typical booth layout plan, which is something you can always review with your client, but more often than not, it has to do with reviewing a smaller event or a reception area, something that has some potential for your client to have a preference or to do some design work with you on. You'll see here, this is a reception area with your round tables and buffet tables and music areas. And so what's going to happen is, first is we need to create a link with our client, and that begins by registering them as a temporary user. So we go to our register user area on the left there, and we click it. And we go ahead and hit add, and we fill in a username and a password. Now there's a few more things to fill in besides that, and if you go ahead and hit save too early, you'll see that it asks you to go ahead and fill in the next space, which for this, really all you have to do is put in an email, and then also put in a sales originator, which really just records who it was that made the new login for the client. Now, you want to keep the status as active, and it's very important to keep the group as the exhibitor. Now, the next step after making the login is we're going to hit the Change User Folder tab. And this is going to change the folder that we're going to be able to see. You can see we still have our floor plan up on screen, but we're going to go ahead and log in as that new user we just made. And what this does is allow the folder that we save in to be that login there. So now you can see it says guest 4 up there, but we've still got our floor plan up on the screen. So what we want to do at that point is to go to the Save Folder control, and we're going to save the folder. We don't have to save it as the same name as what we have in our own folders. We can save it as an easier name or just whatever we choose. But we're going to go ahead and save it in his folder. There you go. Now, as it saves it, you'll see that he can now log in based on your instructions, and he can review the plan. Now, he can either do it while you're on the phone with him, but you can also give him instructions and let him have time to look at it and then make a phone call later. Various different strategies how to do it. But based on what we show him, he can now load that floor plan, take a look at what you've created for him, and based on his feedback, you can now go back in and log in as yourself and make some changes based on his feedback. It can either be in real time, or it can be based on an email or communication. So now we're back as yourself, and you're logging into your account, and you're going to pull it up. The assumption now is that you have his instructions or preferences. So you're pulling up your reception hall. You're loading the plan that you originally made. And now you're going to make some changes using your booth layout tab. You're going to move some things around. Here we're going to rotate a table. We're going to go ahead and pull down the food tables and move the music area over and make it a little bigger. So now we've edited this plan. Again, we can be doing this while we're on the phone call with the client, or we can create this change. Now, one of the things we're doing is we're saving a second version. Okay, we've saved the second version. Now what we're going to do is repeat the same steps as before in terms of changing the user folder and logging in and saving it in the guest folder. So now we can see the client in real time or later on when he goes back and logs in and reopens that folder, he will be able to pull it up and see what you've just created for him. So essentially what we've done is we have created a login for your user. We've taken one of our floor plans and we've dropped it into his folder. Then based on his feedback, we've made a change, a second version, and dropped it back in his folder again so that he can see this. And please call at 443-235-1344 if you want to go over this in person. I'll be happy to speak with you on it. And thank you.